welcome back to the second episode of the Pitch by Pitch podcast. I'm Carson.
I'm Cameron.
And today we're going to be doing our divisional series predictions, X Factors, and previews. Tomorrow we will be doing our wild card review and some updates on the recent news throughout the MLB. But without further ado, why don't we jump right in?
All right, Tigers-Mariners first series.
This series, in my opinion, is the worst out of all four series.
Like lowest quality, or you mean just like...
In terms of the matchup, I think it is the worst.
Like, do you think the teams are better than the other ones, or like?
I just think like the Yankees Jays, we've seen that rivalry be.
They've never played each other in the playoffs.
They've never, and they've been. This year it's been really competitive between the two teams, and obviously the Yankees fans want to see who earned the division more, and the Jays fans want to prove they belong. Brewers Cubs, they've been rivals in their same division all season, and they're both young, exciting teams. And then Phillies Dodgers, that's a battle of juggernauts.
Yeah, I think the Phillies Dodgers
is the best series in my opinion.
I think probably whoever wins that series is gonna win the World Series.
I think
honestly, especially for the Phillies, like with their team upping in age, World Series are best on both sides.
I agree. And so, but let's not get distracted. Mariners Tigers. We saw the Tigers take down the Guardians in 3 games, led by some strong offense and even better pitching staff thanks to Tariq Skubal and all right performances from Jack Flaherty and Casey Mize. And that's where it leads right into my first X factor, which is the back end of this pitching staff for the Detroit Tigers. This staff, it's pretty strong, of course, because Tariq Skubal. But then it goes to Kyer Montero and Chris Paddock, I believe, are supposed to be the game 1 and 2 starters. That's not good. I'm going to be honest. Kyer Montero has been okay. He has a 4.37 ERA this year, 90.2 innings pitched, 72 strikeouts. He's a good pitcher, but he's not a pitcher I want starting game 1 of the divisional series.
Especially because you're going to be facing probably either Logan Gilbert
or George Kirby.
Yeah, or George Kirby or Luis Castillo.
And they're also on a very, very stacked lineup. Josh Naylor, Suarez, Julio Rodriguez, Randy Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, this Mariners team is no joke. They're a very good team. I think they're way better than their last playoff team.
Oh yeah.
And they won the wild card. They made it to the divisional, and now they're here and they're ready and they're a threat. And simply put, if you these first 2 games are very important. They're in Seattle. If you lose the first 2 games to the Mariners, you're in a hole. I don't think the Tigers can escape. I think this division.
Because you're thinking Skubal starts game 3.
I'm guessing Skubal starts game 3 because I think game 1 is going to be Montero and game 2 is either going to be a bullpen game or they'll try and ride Chris Paddock, who this season has not been good. 5.35 ERA in 158 innings, not great on strikeouts. He was an acquisition from the Twins, obviously, and I think he was more there for depth. But now with the Reese Olson injury,
yeah, that's big.
It's going to be very important games, and I think the weight falls on the Tigers' offense. The Tigers' offense has to pick up the slack because simply put, their offensive performance against the Guardians was good. It's not going to be good enough in the series against the Mariners.
My X factor for the Tigers is hitting with runners in scoring position. So the Tigers are 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position in game 2, the loss against the Guardians, the 6-1 loss. They set a playoff record straining 15 runners on in game 2, which is the most by any team in postseason history. If they cannot capitalize with runners on base, especially playing the Mariners with the good pitching, you're not going to get as much hits. You're not going to get as much runners on base. You're going to have to hit them in order to even have a chance in the series.
It's there's a very slim margin of error, and we've just went over the fact that it's very risky, and they're not starting their safest bets. They're not the safest team.
Yeah, and the Mariners are well rested as well, which could hurt them, but it could also. I think it's obviously good for the pitching. You want your pitching to be at 100%. Yeah, but I don't know about the hitting.
I also think it's different because they're both none of these Comerica Park, or where Safeco Field, I believe it was.
T-Mobile.
It used to be Safeco. Neither of them are really hitters' ballparks, so I think this is not going to be a big home run series.
T-Mobile is the hardest park to hit home runs in.
So I honestly think that kind of helps this Detroit Tigers lineup because this Mariners lineup, they hit a lot of home runs.
Raleigh,
Suarez,
Rodriguez, Raleigh, and Suarez all hit over 30 home runs.
So I think if they I think simply put, Tigers need to kind of take a lesson from their Guardians buddies, so they just eliminated, and kind of play small ball. They need to get singles. They need to capitalize with runners in scoring position. I think they need steal bags. They need to do everything they can because this series, from the outside looking in, it's looking like the Mariners to me. And I think if they can do that, they significantly increase their chances. But again, I think it's big performances from the starting pitching, and yet capitalizing with runners.
Yeah, you need Skubal to do what he did against the Guardians game when you need him to pitch 7 or 8 when you the game he starts, which is probably game 3.
And I don't think that, honestly, I don't think that'll matter if they lose the first 2 games, because if you go down 2-0,
you're going home though.
Terry can only start 1 game.
Right.
There's potentially 5 games in the series. You need.
So if you really think about it, Skubal's only pitching 1 game out of the 5. Because if he started game 1 theoretically, like if he was rested to start game 1, then if there was 5, he would start 5. But he's not gonna start 1. He's not rested enough. He pitched, I think it was over 100 pitches.
Yeah.
He
went deep.
Yeah, he went deep. He went 7 2/3, I believe it was.
14 strikeouts.
Yeah. Yeah, big performance.
But still.
So yeah, do you want to do your X factor for the Mariners?
My X factor for the Mariners, is Eugenio Suarez. Eugenio Suarez, he's hit 49 home runs this year, and 36 of them came with the Diamondbacks. Obviously, he was traded from the Diamondbacks to the Mariners at the trade deadline, and this was perceived as a big move that would help push the Mariners over the top. And obviously, they still won the division. They still beat the Astros. Big win. Big statement for the team.
But he hasn't played that well as a Mariner.
He has. It did not fall on him. As a Mariner, he is in 53 games, he's a 189 batting average, 13 home runs, a 682 OPS, and a 94 OPS plus. That's a below average hitter. That's not what you need from your biggest trade deadline acquisition. You need him to perform better. You need his bat.
You also need Josh Naylor as well.
And Josh Naylor's been dealing with an injury. So I really think Eugenio needs to step up. He needs to perform. Obviously, this is the first time I think this offense is good enough that they don't need
the pitching as much.
The pitching is not as strong, but still, you don't need to rely on one guy. I think that this lineup has enough guys, but it's going to be a lot easier for a Mariners win if you have Eugenio Suarez playing at his full potential, playing like he was with the Diamondbacks. And I think if they want to justify this acquisition, because it was a pretty significant cost to acquire him, if Eugenio can perform in the playoffs, I think fans will completely forget about his poor performance in those 53 games. So that is my X factor for the Mariners.
All right, mine for the Mariners, I got their first-year manager, Dan Wilson. He's first postseason game for him. I think it's significant because I'm just interested to see how long of a leash he'll leave on the starters. Like, because you got like dogs in the starting pitching. You got Wu, Kirby, Gilbert. Like Luis Castillo has pitched a lot of postseason games. So yeah, even that and putting in pinch hitters in clutch spots. Like say if you have like a lefty on lefty matchup, taking out the lefty, putting in a righty for like say in the 8th inning, you're down by like a run or something like that.
It will be interesting because we've seen. I wonder how bold he'll be, how aggressive he'll be.
Yeah.
Because we've seen guys like John Schneider in his first playoff game. How'd that go? That did not go well. He made some bad decisions. He overmanaged. So I wonder where Dan Wilson falls in because he could easily.
And even see like Alex Cora too. He this year pulled out Bayo 28 pitches.
They went for the jugular in game 2, and that did not work. They tired out their bullpen. We'll talk more about that in tomorrow's episode. But for now, I think Dan Wilson. It's going to be interesting to see if he's more conservative and lets his players play, which I think is the best.
I think he should have trust in them. They're one of the best pitching staffs in the MLB.
There's a reason they won the division. And I think if Dan Wilson, it's going to be interesting to see what he does. Obviously, I think being bold can pay off, but it can also
hurt you.
It's
bad.
Big risk, big reward.
Big risk, big reward. Yeah, exactly.
It will definitely be interesting. So, who's your pick for the series?
I got the Mariners. I think the Mariners have way too deep of a pitching staff. Like, that means starters and bullpen. They got dogs in the bullpen. Andres Munoz, Gabe Spire.
Matt Brash.
Matt Brash. They got, and they're the pitching staff. Like, I think you're going to get 6 or 7 out of Wu, Castillo, Kirby, possibly more, Gilbert.
But they have been a little up here this year, I will say that. I think
Kirby doesn't have a great ERA this year. It's
neither
over 4.
does Gilbert. I think they both have struggled this year, which is funny because it's been the opposite for the past few years. But
yeah.
I think you bring up.
I still think they have a way better staff.
I do. I think they just have a better team overall.
Yeah.
And I think that's partially because this core has been there for the past 3 or 4
They've
years.
been kind of like just knocking at the door.
And now they're in, and I think they want to make a statement. They're one of 2 teams in the playoffs right now that's never won a World Series, and I think they want to go out there and prove that they can.
I think the AL's wide open. I think this is the Mariners' year, honestly.
I think they want to make a statement. I think they're in it. They want to become the new Astros of the AL West, because we've seen the Astros dominance for the past, I think it was 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
So now I think the Mariners want to do that, and I think this playoff series, I think they're going to come in here, either sweep or they'll lose.
You think they could sweep?
I think they could easily sweep.
But Strubal's going to be game 3.
Exactly, that's my fear. So I think it's either going to be Mariners in 3 or 4, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think the series could go to 5. Like I don't really have a set amount of games it's going to be. Like I just think the Mariners are going to win.
It's guessing really, but I do think that.
Again, I do think the Mariners take it.
I think the Tigers pitching staff is going to hold them back. Their offense was not clutch, and I think you need that in the playoffs. And I think the Mariners are going to come here ready and win.
All right, Yankees Jays, big series.
I'm a Jays fan, so I'm going to get that out of the way first. I want the Jays to win, and I think they have a chance. But again, this series FP, I'm going to get that out of the way. The Yankees, they scare me. But if there's any team that can get this year, it's the division winner. It's the team that won the division towards Canada Day. I'm gonna remember that performance. I hope you guys do too.
I remember that.
That was a big series. That kind of turned us on. But enough of that. Let's talk about the X Factors really quick before I get out of hand.
Okay.
Who's your Yankee X Factors?
I got not a certain player, just the lefty hitters. The Jays are gonna pitch 4 right-handed starting pitchers. So that means all the lefties are gonna be in the lineup, like to start at least. You got McMahon, Chisholm, Bellinger, Rice.
Wells.
Yep, Wells. And Grisham. They're all gonna have to play really well.
And I think they can.
Grisham struggled in the wild card.
It's scary.
Especially in Yankee Stadium with the short porch, all those lefties.
But again, it is a
could be big.
Home series for the Jays, so the first 2 games are in Rogers Center.
Yep. So that's my X factor. I think the lefties have to perform well. Because your lineup's gonna be stacked with lefties. And
it is interesting because it kind of takes guys like Ahmed Rosario
out of the lineup.
It takes him out of the lineup. It takes those type of players. It eliminates them from the equation. So it's going to be very interesting to see. My X factors for the Yankees are 2 guys who did not perform the wild card round, and you need them to. They're big bats. It's Trent Grisham and Giancarlo Stanton. Trent Grisham had a great year this year. He had 34 home runs. He exploded out of nowhere, and that's awesome to see. But then he had a 167 batting average in the wild card round. He was a non-factor, honestly.
Yeah. What do you get? 1 hit?
I think 1 or 2 hits. And again, we talked about how big his impact was this year. You need him to perform at that level again. And Giancarlo Stanton, he did even worse. He did have a nice hit. I'll give him game 3. I thought that was a home run. It was not off the wall double, but that was it. That was his only hit of the series. And this season he's been really good. He had a 273 batting average, 24 home runs, 158 OPS plus. He's been great, kind of a renaissance. However, that doesn't matter if you don't contribute in the playoffs. Because, again, this Yankees team, every year feels like it's World Series or bust. They haven't won one since 2009.
Aaron Boone said in a press conference, well, obviously he's going to say this, but he said this is the best team he's managed with the Yankees. And but, I mean, what else are you going to say if they ask you that?
No, it's the worst team now. They're going to say it's the best team.
But, if you really think about the teams he's had, like the roster last year compared to this year, I think they got equal shot at least.
But, again, it's going to be a lot harder with these 2 guys not performing because they're big parts of the lineup. They've been here, they've made statements, and I think you need them to contribute. Obviously, they have a very deep lineup. It's very scary as a Jays fan, but I feel like this.
I think they scored the most runs in the MLB this year.
I believe so, but who won the division? Toronto. Let's not forget that.
All right, my X factor for the Jays is just playoff inexperience. I know I've talked to you about it a lot. Davis Schneider, Joel Profito, Nathan Lucas, Trey Savage, Addison Barger, Tyler Heineman, Mason Foolhardy, Braden Fisher, Brendan Little, Dalton Varsho, Ernie Clement, Justin Brule, Yari Rodriguez.
You're just picking apart everyone that doesn't have that doesn't play in the playoffs.
Listen, that's 13. That's 13 out of your 26 available players. That's half your roster.
It's
scary. And without Bo Bichette, it's scary.
That's not like. I don't agree with your take.
Okay. You don't have to agree with it.
You're right, I don't, but I think that is...
We'll see.
There's plenty of guys in this Yankees lineup who don't have as much playoff experience.
Don't get me wrong. You think I'm a Jays hater.
I do, because
I'm a Rays fan.
You are.
I will say this. I would, if I could choose, I'd like to see the Jays beat the Yankees. But the thing is, I'm just being realistic. I do think this will be a really good series. I think it will probably go 5 games. I think the Bassett injury and the Barrios injury really hurts your chances. especially with Schwetler playing the way he is.
Notice how all the guys you said are not. They're not the headliners. They're not the big impact guys. That's not my fear.
Barger. Varsho.
I have all faith in Varsho.
Clement.
Dude, you're nitpicking. You're targeting guys. You literally just listed 13 guys. All the guys you can name on the roster that don't have playoff experience.
But not to mention though, the guys that you're relying on, like your Vladdies. I mean, Springer has shown like he has a World Series MVP. But listen for a sec, Vladdy, he hasn't shown much in the playoffs in the years they've made the wild card. Like
he hasn't, but
Vladdy has never played in an ALDS game.
You're right, but just now they're in it. You can't. What's the stat we talked about a lot? Darvish. He had like a 2.82 ERA in the playoffs before yesterday's start, and then he went 1 inning. So
I told you.
The past is the past. Yesterday's history. Tomorrow's a mystery. Today is the present.
I like that.
I'm living in the present.
Okay.
And I have full faith in this Jays team. There's a reason they lead the league and come from behind wins. It's because they're a scrappy ball club. They're a winning ball club. They won the division for a reason. And I think that this is in their hands, and I think they're going to win the series.
One thing I'm interested in, I will say the home field advantage is big, just because they have a really good record at the Rogers Center.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'm interested to see, though, is the bullpen, because of like Hoffman's struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he obviously has pitched in playoff games with the Phillies, but he hasn't been good this year. Like, it's same case like with the Darvish thing. Pitched in a lot of playoff games, had playoff success, has not pitched well this year. Anthony Dominguez has also played in some postseason games. They're going to be your anchors of the bullpen. Especially if, like, Fluharty, Little, Nance...
I have all the faith in Fluharty. He's my favorite.
You love Fluharty.
I love Fluharty.
I'm not saying they're bad pitchers. They've played well this year. I'm just saying, if they have playoff struggles, you're going to have to rely on your Hoffman, Anthony Dominguez.
I think that's a lot more fair of a point than nitpicking the roster for playoff experience.
Okay.
And I think that's why this series is pretty controversial. It's pretty exciting. It's going to be something. It's going to be an event. It's going to be an event. I'll say that much.
Give me your X factor.
My X factor, I think, is more fair, is Max Scherzer.
More fair.
Max Scherzer. At one point this season, I was ready to
give him the game.
Give him a statue. I was ready to build a statue for Max Scherzer. He was playing out of his mind, and then he wasn't. His ERA on the year is 5.19.
Over 5, yeah.
And he has not been. We need him. We need him at this point. Bassett's down. Barrios is down. We need him to perform. We can't have him having that first inning struggle.
His first inning's an issue. It is.
Look at that Royals game. We lost 20-1, and that's not because
he gave up 7 runs and got out 1 batter, I think. Or maybe did he even get a batter out?
But I will say this: if there's a guy on this playoff roster that has playoff experience, which you just pointed out, it's important. It's Max Scherzer. He's got World Series rings on his finger. He's got experience in the playoffs. He was a dog for the Nationals in 2019. He's been good in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He won a ring two years ago with the Rangers. He has been good. He's been in the playoffs. His playoff ERA is 3.78.
Did he even pitch when he played for the Rangers?
I believe so.
He wasn't a big part of that success. Let's just put it that way.
Well, that team was kind of a blip, if we're being honest. There's a reason they're not contenders anymore. Yeah, it's true. I don't care what you say. He is.
Yeah. Okay.
That Rangers team.
The thing is,
that was a bad playoff.
If you really look at it, though.
I agree. Let's watch this.
I agree. No, but listen to me for a sec. I do think the Scherzer is the kind of the same boat as Darvish. It is.
He is.
And it's scary.
But I think Mad Max is better than Darvish all time. I think Mad Max.
Well, yeah, he is. But
he's
I'm saying
scary. There's
Darvish
a reason.
Is 42. What's Max? 41. 40? 41.
I don't know. But here's what I do know.
They're both the same.
They don't call him Mad Max for no reason. There's a reason people do not talk to him on game days. It's not because they're like, oh, I don't want to talk to him because he's mean. No, he's scary on game days. He's locked in, and I think that's what he's going to bring to the playoffs.
That doesn't mean that he's going to pitch well, though. Like, he can be as locked in as you want.
The one day he couldn't even get his own shirt on because he strained his neck, and he pitched the next day in the playoffs. That's a dog. That's what our playoff team's full of dogs, and I think Max Scherzer is a dog, and I think he's tugging at the leash. He's going to come into this game. He's going to dominate, and the Yankees and the Blue Jays are going to win in Yankee Stadium. Calling it now.
Okay.
You can laugh at me if I'm wrong, but I'm not going to be wrong.
Okay.
Max Scherzer is going to have a good start, and I think he's going to prove that this Jays team deserved it.
Okay. I want your opinion. Who would you start game 1? I know it's Is it officially Gausman?
It is officially Gausman.
I would start Bieber. That's all I'm saying.
I would start Bieber, but at the same time, I think Gausman. We've seen him in the playoffs. He was very good in the playoffs a few years ago, and I think at the end of the day. If John Schneider trusts Shane Bieber, John Schneider trusts Kevin Gausman, he trusts Kevin Gausman. I think it could have went either way. I think it's kind of a coin toss. But at the same time, I'm comfortable with either one of them being game 1 or game 2. I think that's a better that they're going to the series with an advantage with the bye, because now the Yankees are going to start Will Warren and Luis Hill, and the Jays are going to start their 2 aces, and that's a huge advantage. Because if the Yankees were starting Max Fried and Carlos Rodon, I would be feeling way less confident. But I'm feeling confident.
The thing is, though, then you're going to start Scherzer against Fried.
That's scary, but again, I'm not talking about Scherzer anymore. I talked about he's a dog. Pull him at the leash.
Okay.
He's gonna.
You know what?
And I have a lot of faith in Trey Savage. He's impressed so far.
He is. I will give him.
He came into a must-win game and he dominated, and I think that's an advantage. But we've talked about the Jays enough and the Yankees. Who's your pick? We've talked enough.
I've got the Yankees will win the series, unfortunately
you
for you and for the Jays fans. I think the Yankees will win the series. They have a lot more playoff experience, which I've already mentioned. All the guys that you think is nitpicking, but I think that's like you need everybody. You need everybody to contribute. John Schneider's even preached it. He said we need this whole team selfless. He said it in his meetings. He said it in the speeches all the time. So if all your guys aren't clicking, I don't think they beat the Yankees. And I do think even though you're going to start Will Warren, Luis Hill, like your 4 and 5, they do have a more starting pitching depth than the Jays just because of the injuries. If they didn't have the injuries, like Brios also has not pitched well recently.
No.
But yeah, without the injuries, Bassett, Brios, there's a better chance.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the Yankees have a better, stronger pitching staff going into the series.
There's a reason this Jays team won the division.
Okay.
There's a reason this Jays team leads the league and come from behind victories. There's a reason for all of this, and it's out of our hands. It doesn't come down to skill, it comes down to fate. This Jays team, I'm talking to the camera yet. This is a team of destiny, okay? This team.
You're going deep
I've
with this
seen
team.
quite a few Jays playoff teams in my life. Most recently, they've sucked. 2020, boo.
That's what I'm saying.
They were bad. They haven't won a playoff game since 2016.
Under John Schneider.
You know what else we haven't done since 2016?
They come first in the ALDS.
Can you let me talk?
Yeah.
We haven't come first in the ALDS since 15, 16? We also haven't won a playoff game since then.
Okay.
The last time the Jays got off to this hot of a start was 1993 when we won the World Series. I've got nothing but faith in this team. We've had our highs and lows, and there's a reason we're still come out on top. It's fate. I think the Jays are going to win this series. I think they're going to prove you wrong. I think everyone's going to prove you wrong. Playoff experience, it doesn't matter. These guys are dogs. This team is a wagon. Gate 14 podcast is right. This is the Jays series. This is the Jays year. They're going to win, and that is my take.
All right.
That was a lot of.
You can have your take. You don't need to express it that crazy, but you don't seem too confident if you're going like that. You could just say the Jays are going to win because of this.
That's
all you had to do.
I'm passionate. I just laid out the reasons. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
All right.
But whatever. All right. Brewers versus Cubs. This series is a rivalry. First time they've met in the playoffs as well. This is a rivalry. Couple of nitty-gritty teams. And who's your X factor for the Brewers? Let's get right into it, actually.
I got Christian Yelich.
Yelich.
Yep. He's one of the veterans in this lineup.
Mm-hmm.
He's hitting .235 in postseason games like over his career, which is not great. Like for his standards, with 2 home runs, 16 games. I think he needs to elevate if they want to beat the Cubs, especially because of all the young bats they have in their lineup, like Sal Free, like Bryce Terang, Isaac Collins. I think he needs to play really well. He's gonna lead the ship along with Contreras.
I think I'm gonna be honest, I disagree with you, and I think that's just because this Brewers team is so different than other teams because they've gotten contributions from their lineup from the 1 hole to the 9 hole. That's what this team's so different. Every single player on their team contributes. They're not like a team like the Yankees who kind of rely on Aaron Judge. They're not a team with the Jays who kind of rely on Bo Bichette, Vladdy, those guys, or George Springer now because he's a beast. But
Don't go back to the Jays.
Let's focus on the now. They don't rely on a guy. Their whole lineup is deep. I think more of an issue is their pitching, but again, there's a reason they won the division. I think that's important. They're well rested coming into the series against the Cubs.
Rest is a factor.
Rest is a factor, but I think that this lineup's deep enough that I don't think Christian Yelich is going to have this profound effect. Obviously, if Christian Yelich is on, it's a lot easier for the rest of the guys to get going, get everyone all on the same mind wave, that kind of thing. But I don't think you have to rely on him as much as some other guys, as some other teams in this playoff have to rely on their star.
All right, interesting. I got the Cubs. X factor.
I haven't.
Pete Crow Armstrong.
Pete Armstrong again. He struggled that series.
I picked him again. I picked him in the wild card episode as well. He did not get a hit in the first 2 games. But
he did.
Game 3.
He was a pretty big contributor.
3-hit game in Game 3. I think.
Around.
Yeah, he did. In the Game 3 win over the Padres. I think he's just getting his feet wet in the postseason. I think the first 2 games. He also made an error too. In the first 2 games he made an error. So I think Game 3 is big for him going into this series against the Brewers. Like if he went 0 in Game 3, it's not looking good.
No. He
has all the confidence in the world right now. They just came off a win. Momentum's big.
Momentum's big. I put that episode 1.
Yeah, I think he'll be a cornerstone of their offense for the series in Milwaukee, especially on the defensive end now that he's got that error out of the way.
He said in an interview that he thinks he's built for October. So I think he has to prove at this series because last series I don't think he really proved that.
He did Game 3, but other than that, he was pretty quiet.
There's 3 games. There's more than 1 game in a series nowadays. So he has to do more than that 1 game.
That's right.
I think my X factor for the Cubs is Ian Happ. Ian Happ's the most experienced Cub on this roster.
He struggled the most.
He's been here since 2017. He has playoff experience, and he's a guy that I think you should kind of rely on. And you couldn't. He had 1 hit in the wild card round. He had 91, like 0.9.
Yep.
That's his batting average. He had a 273 OPS. You need
that's
better.
horrible.
He needs to
273
perform better.
OPS. That's horrible.
really bad. He had a 4.0 WAR in the regular season and 243 batting average, 762 OPS, 120 OPS plus. So he was 20 points above average, and he didn't contribute. And I think I'm not again this lineup. You don't need to rely on one guy, but when Ian Happ's clicking, it's a lot easier for everyone to click, work together. And I think he can come up big in the playoffs, but he needs to prove that. And I think he's a guy that I want because he's been here for so long. He's been through the highs and lows. I want to see him succeed. And last series, he didn't, to be honest.
I mean, they won the series, but
they did. But
the Brewers
wasn't really help to him.
Brewers are a tougher opponent than the Padres, in my opinion, this year.
Yeah, I'd say. And the Padres just didn't look great. But
yeah,
we'll get to that tomorrow. My Brewers X factor is the controversial All-Star himself, Jacob Mizorowski. He's huge. He throws really hard. He throws like a 96-mile-an-hour slider or a 100-something-mile-an-hour fastball.
Can he command it?
His ERA is 4.36 this year. He is a 95 ERA plus, meaning he's 5 points below league average in terms of that.
Below average pitcher.
This is not that. They're kind of proving why he shouldn't have been an All-Star here.
Yep.
He gives up a lot of walks. He struggles with command, and he gives up the big hit. And Brandon Woodruff, he's on the 15-day IL. So
that's huge.
That is a big injury.
That's our Game 2 starter.
And now you have to rely on Miz.
Yeah, he
has to perform.
He will start a game. Will he start a game? You think, or you think
he will? I think he will. If he
because you got Peralta, you got Quintana,
Quinn Priester, Chad Patrick.
I don't know about Chad Patrick because
I think Chad Patrick would be more of a swingman compared to Miz.
Yeah, if I were Pat
Murphy.
Yeah, if I were Pat Murphy, I would bring Miz out of the bullpen.
I disagree. Bring out Chad Patrick. I feel like
Chad Patrick out of the bullpen.
Yes, because he's a much safer bet. I don't trust him out of the pen. I feel like if
Miz could
implode. He could implode out of the pen, and I feel like he's used to starting.
Especially with the walks, like if he comes in and walks a couple guys,
and then you have to go to the pen again, then that depletes it. I think he's been a starter all year. He shouldn't be any more uncomfortable than he is. So I think if you keep him kind of in the
but
he's been a starter all year.
He hasn't played a playoff game.
He hasn't, but a lot of these guys in the playoff hasn't.
Chad Patrick has.
MLB's changing, and same with the playoff team. So I think I'm excited to see if he's built for the lights because so far it hasn't really been talked about because of Milwaukee's success, but he's been bad. He's been bad. Yeah. So I want to see if he can elevate his game and kind of go back to that all-star form he was once at. So I think that's
like his first couple starts in the majors. Yeah.
That earned him an all-star appearance, which was terrible over Christopher Sanchez. Who is it?
That's ridiculous.
He was 8 WAR this season.
We don't support this.
250 ERA with the Phillies. We do not support.
Didn't you say he's the best WAR out of any pitcher?
I'm pretty sure. I think he leads.
8 WAR or something?
Yeah, that's insane for a starting pitcher, and he didn't make the All-Star team. Blasphemy.
All right, prediction. I'm going to ask for yours first.
The biggest series in this playoffs, I think. The best series of this playoff. This is must-watch TV. Dodgers, Phillies.
You want to do your Cubs and Brewers prediction?
Oh, I got to have myself.
Keep forgetting. You're getting ahead of yourself with this.
Because I'm excited.
You're hyped about the Dodgers and Phillies.
It's a big series, but for the Brewers Cubs, my prediction is the Cubs. this Brewers team, they've made the playoffs quite a few times, and they've done nothing.
Yeah.
This Cubs team
Yeah.
has not made the playoffs, but they showcased that they're made for it. They showcased against the Padres. This Padres team,
Especially the bullpen.
we thought they would win. They kind of waltzed in. The Padres like, well, yeah, they're the better team. No, they're not. Michael Busch, he's gone off. Like, they have playoff experience.
Seiya
They've got
Suzuki's
guys
been big.
of their whole lineup. Like
Carson Kelly's been big.
I just think this Carson Kelly's been huge. He's been a big impact. And I do think that this Cubs team, it's a good Cubs team. I think this team is going to win the series. I think they're going to go up against one of those guys. And I think it's going to be a close series. I think the Cubs have a legitimate chance of making the World Series. And I think that this Brewers, I like them. I'm more comfortable with them than the Brewers.
Yeah, I agree. I also have the Cubs winning. The Cubs have all the momentum right now coming off the series winning against the Padres in Game 3. The Brewers also have not played well as late. They're 4-6 in their last 10, which is also not good. And I do think the Woodruff injury make or break.
Big.
I think if he's there, I might pick the Brewers. But yeah, the Cubs bullpen has been solid so far this postseason.
I honestly think that
Daniel Palencios looked good. Pomeranz has looked good. Theo Bar's looked good. Brad Keller's looked good. And even the starters, like, we were kind of iffy on the starters in episode 1. We were like Imanaga, which also he didn't have that great of a start. He was 4 innings.
Matthew Boyd was great though.
Yeah, he was good. And Tyone was.
He was solid.
He was average. He was just what you need him to be for Game 3. Who do you think will start Game 1?
But I don't think this is. Oh, for the Cubs,
that's Colin Rea.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the Cade Horton injury is also a big one. I think the Cade Horton injury is bigger than the Brandon Woodruff.
Because it's gonna be Peralta versus probably Colin Rea,
which is a big advantage.
That favors the Brewers heavily, especially with the Brewers at home.
But I also think that this is just gonna be an offensive matchup because none of these pitching staffs really make me go, yes, this is a pitcher's duel.
Brewers have a good pen.
They have a good pen, but I still think that this Cubs offense is good.
Yeah, no,
these guys have seen each other a lot this year, so they're kind of experienced.
I agree.
And I think that this series is going to be close, but I still have the Cubs going it and winning it.
Me as well. All right, get to your favorite series. Actually, other than the Jays, but yeah.
Phillies Dodgers. This is one of the best. This is the best playoff series I think we've seen in the past few years. Obviously, Dodgers Padres is good, but Dodgers Phillies.
Dodgers Yankees World Series.
I'd rather watch Dodgers Phillies. This Phillies team is electric. We know that they've had some big injuries. Zach Wheeler's out with a blood clot, which just sucks, and that's a tough injury. But still, this is going to be a great matchup.
Still got a good pitching staff.
And I think a guy on the Phillies, that's my X factor.
Yep.
That has not performed this year, and that I think they need to because everyone in the lineup needs to perform, and I think everyone else has except JT Realmuto. JT Realmuto used to be the best catcher in baseball unanimously, and I don't even know if he's top 10 anymore. He's definitely not top 5.
That's controversial, but yeah, not top 5.
He's not top 5 for sure.
He's also up there in age as well.
This series hit 257 with a 700 OPS, 12 home runs, and a 91 OPS plus.
He needs to hit for more power. 12 home runs. That's not great.
No, he hasn't been great this year, and I think
good defensively.
The Phillies need him to be good or great because he's an important part of that lineup. He's an important part of the locker room, and without his bat, it's a loss. Yeah. It's been I could kind of see it all year with the
Where
Phillies.
do they hit him in the lineup right now? Probably like 6-7.
One of those, somewhere around there. I think he needs to contribute. He needs to add something because I feel like if he's on and like he can help elevate this team to he can be a clutch hitter.
Yeah.
He has been clutch historically in the playoffs, and I think they need him to be clutch again.
All right, for my X factor, I got the Phillies record at home. They have the best record at home in the majors, 55-26. It's a really good record. They're gonna have home field advantage. So if it does go to 5 games, they'll have 3 of the 5 games, which I think favors the Phillies. They're gonna be.
What's their road record though?
The Phillies? I'm not sure, but I know that the Dodgers are 41-40 on the road, which is not great. Not bad, but not great for the Dodgers. Like the Dodgers are really good. Just one game over 500 on the road. That's not that great for them, for their standards. Anyways, so yeah, the Phillies are going to get the first 2 games, which I think is
big, and they're well rested again.
Especially because you're going to have Sanchez game 1. Who's going to be game 2? Rangers.
But then that's exactly it. It kind of goes because without Zach Wheeler, Zach Wheeler is such a good pitcher, and without him, and
Nola has not been good this year.
No, but again, we've seen him elevate in the playoffs historically. So I think
game
1 is Sanchez,
Suarez.
Game 2 Suarez, and then it's either Luzardo or Nola. I'd probably go
Luzardo's-
Nola because he has that playoff experience. We've seen him. He's been mediocre. He's been good.
He's a
but
solid
not-
3-starter, but
I would take
especially in Dodger Stadium, it'll be Game 3. So
I think
I would go Nola.
and then I'd go Luzardo, and then it kind of gets iffy.
I would go back to Sanchez.
Yeah, but I'd have Taijuan Walker ready out of the pen as a swingman, or he could start, but I don't love it.
Yeah.
But statistically, Aaron
The
Nola,
Dodgers are going to start. Who are the
ERA.
Dodgers going to start Game 1? So they did Yamamoto, Snell. They're going to go
Glass now.
Ohtani.
Ooh, Glass now or Tony. And then
Still really good options.
But
Dodgers are so good, man.
who's your X factor for the Dodgers? Because I think I know what it is, and I think it's connected to pitching.
Yeah, it is. It's the bullpen. They have a 10.39 ERA over the first 2 games against a Cincinnati Reds offense, which is not great.
That is historically one of the worst in playoff history. I'm pretty sure
yeah.
it might be the worst. They don't have a single guy over 25.
Their one of their anchors, Alex Vessier, gave up 2 runs over a third of an inning. He got 1 out. Gave up 2 runs. So Emmett Sheehan also struggled as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who you turn to with this pen. Like Blake Trinan was not bad. He did an inning, didn't give up a run.
But he's been bad in the regular season. So
yeah, like
we always it's
I don't know. Your
scary territory.
Your starters are gonna have to go deep. You're gonna have to go like Glasshouse gonna have to give you 7.
And this is a very good Phillies offense. Like
Yeah.
from top to bottom, it's one of the better. I think this is the year for the Phillies. This is
Yeah,
the
Phillies
best
are,
iteration of the Bryce Harper era lineup.
Phillies are 7th in baseball in runs.
They have
4.8 a game.
Realmuto, Harper, Stott, Turner, Alex Bohm, Kepler, who's
Brandon
been
Marsh.
great. Brandon Marsh has been great. Castellanos has been okay. And Kyle Schwarber's been on MVP form. Simply put, I think that this is the strongest lineup, but I think this Phillies team's running out of time. So if there's a year to do this, it's this year.
It's World Series or bust. It's now.
And I think the biggest threat to them is the team they're playing in the Dodgers. So this is
If
going
they can
to
get through
be-
them,
If they can get through them, I think
they're favorites to win the World Series.
it is. But it's not easy. It's not like they're playing.
The Dodgers are so good. Like you got to think they're starting pitching like Yamamoto, Snell, Ohtani, Glass now.
But then what's after that starting pitching? We just went over.
Yeah, I know.
A historically terrible bullpen that has held them back. And I think
If they had like
a guy they need to help overcome that, the Dodgers need to help overcome that bullpen error is Max Muncy. Max Muncy's been here with the Dodgers. He's been to
lineup
both
needs to be
World Series.
good. The lineup needs to be
The
good.
lineup does, but I think Max Muncy. I think some of the weight falls on him because last series he hit 143. I think he had 2 hits.
Yeah.
543 OPS. I want him to do better. I think he
can do better.
3.6 WAR, 243 batting average, 846 OPS.
How many homers did he hit?
19 homers this year. So he's
It's not
not
bad.
been a power threat, but he's been a good bat. He's been a consistent bat for this Dodgers lineup, and he has to.
Especially to follow up the likes of Freeman,
Mhm.
Ohtani.
And we've
Hernandez,
seen him do
Betts.
great in the playoffs. We've seen him step up in big games, but this Red Series he didn't. And I don't know if he's keeping all that magic for the Phillies or if he's sleeping at the wheel. And I think you need him as magic against the Phillies with this terrible bullpen.
I've mentioned playoff experience a lot in this video. I'm gonna say these 2 teams, if you think about lineup sake, they probably have the most out of the 2 teams, or out of any team in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, because they've been here for the past
They've been
4
here.
years.
They've been here. They've been.
They've
I
been
think-
in the playoffs. They
I think
they
it's-
live in the playoffs. They're
the-
built for October.
I think the Phillies.
It's 2 electric postseason atmospheres.
The Phillies
It's-
have a
It
better
is the
bullpen.
series to watch. I'll say, and the Phillies bullpen advantage. But who's your pick for this series? Who's your pick for the best postseason series, in my opinion, that we will see this postseason?
I got the Phillies.
You got the Phillies.
The Phillies. I think the Dodgers bullpen just breaks them. It
Mhm.
breaks them. This series. I also think the home field advantage is huge for the Phillies. You're gonna get, if it goes to 5, which probably will. Like I'm thinking it probably will. Game 5 in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank's gonna be rocking. You know their fans are crazy.
It's awesome there.
I went there this summer. It was a day game at 2 p.m. The place is packed. Like Phillies played awful, but
You don't see that. You don't see that many
you don't.
times.
You do not. Yeah, it's gonna be rocking. Yeah, the Phillies have a better bullpen. I'd give the edge to the Dodgers in starting pitching. though. It has to be the
would, yeah.
Dodgers. Like you got to
Without
think.
Zach Wheeler especially.
Yamamoto, like they just got so much depth. The Dodgers,
Mhm.
they do. But like starting pitching lineup, best in baseball.
I agree. But bullpen.
Yep.
And the Phillies are neck and neck with them, and they have a better bullpen. So I think I also give the edge to the Phillies. I think it's gonna be a very intense series. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be must watch TV.
Yep.
But I think the Phillies have it. I think this is their year. I feel Just like I felt like this was the Mariners' year.
It's do or die for Rob Thompson.
I don't know about that.
His job might be on the line.
If there's a manager's job on the line this season, I think it's Aaron Boone.
No, unless they go far, unless they beat the Jays like they will. Okay, no more.
No more about the Jays.
Okay, no more.
I've already ranted. Okay.
All right.
That's our posting take. So, quick reminder: we both took Mariners. I took Jays. You took Yankees.
Both took Cubs.
Both took Cubs and both took Phillies.
We agreed more on this.
Pretty unison.
We agreed more on this than first episode.
But we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode.
We're
on the wild card results and thoughts.
Some of the news, some of the managerial moves, which is really exciting.
Yeah, we'll get that out of the way.
We'll dive into that. Thank you to everyone who watched episode 1. Thank you to everyone who followed the Instagram. Hopefully you come back. Please like and subscribe. We would very much appreciate it. We hope to keep pumping out videos. We're having a lot of fun. Spread the word. Do your thing. Let's go.